Hey guys and girls, and welcome to a new What If here. Today we are doing What If Naruto was trained as a Medic-nin part 1. Also, if any of you, if none of you went to my community tab, then, yeah. So the reason why I'm making a new one at all is because I just want to, I'm kind of in some of the mindset of just wanting to make a new one. I've kind of got an idea of one, not this one, but a different one, and I'm just like, yeah, I don't really know, so let's do this one, as I want to really more heavily think about it and how it could potentially affect Naruto in more interesting ways. Anyway, so I'm doing this instead because why not? Plus, why not, do the ones that are at least, and more or least people presume that are at least interesting, because who knows, maybe they'll find out that it's actually very interesting, and yeah, then you should probably end up being flooded with, what if Naruto Medic-nin ones. Anyway, so yeah, so Naruto, so it'd be around, so Naruto would be around about 6, nearing, it'd be around somewhat 67 years old as for at least the somewhat, or at least somewhat this year, academy year, they'd learned how to kind of awaken somewhat kind of gain a connection to their chakra, and also learn to manipulate it by sticking a leaf to their forehead. And yeah, though Iruka had been, going on somewhat more classes on describing on what chakra could somewhat do, from obviously ninjutsu to genjutsu to, taijutsu, and amplifying one's own strength. And yeah, though this for somewhat, or at least Naruto seemed to be like, or at least they would dub this kind of in his mind like just one of those kind of just, where you just standing, describing what they, what it could potentially, do. Iruka would somewhat, though of course, though I would say like, or at least this point in time, say Naruto would probably be off doing a prank or pulling a prank, but this time Hiruzen had kind of warned him a day or a couple of days before that he would personally pull Naruto out of the Ninja Academy if he wasn't going to take it seriously. And he said he wasn't. He was on the point, if you was, then your grade should be higher and you shouldn't be doing as much pranks. And and that day Shinobi doesn't do pranks. Yeah, and obviously kind of somewhat made kind of like slightly, or at least for Naruto, somewhat slightly scared, because obviously he didn't want to, be ousted out of the academy, especially by the the old man, his grandfather figure. So, and kind of sucked. Somewhat sat through this as. Ruka would kind of explain that today they would be kind of learning about, or at least somewhat, or at least another shinobi art. Though this one, though it's though this time we'll actually have somebody coming in, and of course over the next coming potential days, weeks, and months, we'll be having some shinobi coming in to stay, somewhat about some kind of unknown, or not really unknown, but kind of maybe some unique arts to chakra. And today is less say unique, and more probably one of you's potentially may or may not know. And that is medical ninjutsu. And Naruto would somewhat know of it, mainly, medics. It's what, glowy hand thing. But and the recruiters stand just how important it actually is for so like everyone. Yeah. As Iruku then turned to the door as he'd state to come in, then a Medic-nin would, from there the door would open and a Medic-nin would enter as, after someone introducing theirself, they would then go on to, somewhat tell them just, somewhat what medical ninjutsu is kind of about and that, and, though Naruto would end up holding up his hand, wondering just somewhat, how, important somewhat really, somewhat, they are. Sure, he knew they were probably important, but how important, like ninja level, maybe like Hokage level, the old man, And the person goes, yes, Naruto didn't even care that the person knows his name. It's like, in his mind, who doesn't know his name. Then Naruto go, how important are somewhat medics? I know they are important, but, just how important somewhat are you, I guess, as the person go, well, no. Though you could see some people in his class, going to somewhat seemingly state, oh well, obviously they're highly important, dead last, or to make fun of Naruto. As the person go, well, good question. I'd say that we're about possibly the same level as the Hokage, the village leader. Everyone would go dead silent. Well, everyone was somewhat silent, but the somewhat looks or the kind of even the Medic-nin could see that a lot of them were about to seemingly kind of like make fun of, Naruto for asking a question. And they were just somewhat somewhat look at the person and them kind of with just shock as the to go, well, around about Hokage, the kind of Hokage level position, which of course is, he's, incredibly important. He's the village leader after all. Without him, the village can't really function properly from day to day. And, so it'd be, so I'd say something like that, because, something without Medic-nins, well, if a person broke their arm, they wouldn't be able to heal it, or they, it wouldn't fit, Sure, they may eventually be able to reuse their arm again with the body's natural healing, but, well, medics, like, it's not going to heal properly, it's going to be painful every time it's used, and, well, it's just going to be hard, or, somewhat different. Or say shinobi that, coming from a potential encounter from another say shinobi, from another shinobi village, the shinobi could come in, with cuts and that, and if they aren't treated, they could become infected if their cuts are large enough, and of course if they're large enough, they may even die just from the cut itself, or it could be so much so large, or it could be at a kind of state of like large enough that they wouldn't bleed out, but at a kind of state of being somewhat kind of too large that you can't leave it untreated. And that if you don't treat it, you'd get you would potentially die. And so Medic-nins are very important to the village, to any place, and and wise, of course, and somewhat it also means that obviously we have a lot of respect, as it is a very hard and demanding work, just like how being somewhat the say like a, well, yeah, just like say being a very somewhat strong, yeah, a very strong shinobi, or even the Hokage is highly demanding, so it's been a Medic-nin. I'd say that a Medic-nin may be more demanding day after day than potentially being a ninja entirely. But that's just my opinion, of course. Everyone has their own. And yeah, dude, I'm going to talk about some other stuff, some other kind of like uses, from medical ninja, somewhat jutsu from yeah, and somewhat the kind of like very kind of rough like outline of like how one of them would could potentially train to become a Medic-nin, though by the end of it, the person did state that if any of them wanted to potentially actually train in medical ninjutsu, to just come to the somewhat hospital, and though didn't state that, though you may be turned away or turned somewhat, as there may not be any someone to train you, as there's only so many Medic-nins that we can kind of put away into training somewhat others, and of course somewhat and kind of requiring them to also heal people and that, and so at the end of the somewhat school day, so around 3, 4 o'clock, and they would be somewhat let out. Naruto would end up after the once the person had left and they'd went on to some other subjects. Naruto had still been mainly somewhat thinking about the Medic-nin, and maybe somewhat becoming one, because if they're just as somewhat they somewhat have just, if people just have the same amount of respect as they do for the Hokage, then surely like maybe a Medic-nin would be somewhat, or at least like becoming a Medic-nin maybe somewhat easier than becoming the Hokage. And and whilst it's his dream to become the Hokage, he may never become Hokage. There may be someone a lot better or more qualified to become Hokage, and so you decide that to become a or at least to train in the medical arts, but you wouldn't you'd still become a ninja, and is somewhat, and is shinobi duties will come before his medical, because he doesn't want to be sitting in a somewhat a building all day healing somewhat people, and that kind of maybe potentially so like that, minus there's an entire world out there to explore, and so that's what you do. At the end of the day, you'd go to the hospital. Person, Naruto to walk up, and the side person would kind of look at Naruto curious. It's it's incredibly rare. Heck, Naruto's probably Naruto, the only time he was ever in the hospital was when he was pretty much born. Since then, he kind of never had been back. So, the person go, how can I help you? Naruto go, somewhat I'd kind of like to somewhat train as a Medic-nin, or at least I can kind of like become one maybe. person somewhat be surprised kind of at that, Naruto, the person think, Naruto's probably potentially the last person to kind of ever think about becoming a Medic-nin. It seemed boring and that, though the government person would also then reason that not probably maybe learn skills of a Medic-nin but would still become a shinobi. So a battlefield Medic-nin pretty much. Qualifications of a Medic-nin and a shinobi. So yeah. And the actual kind of hospital needed more of those types of people. People who are, qualified Medic-nins, but also had the abilities to defend themselves on the battlefield. Or more specifically, a mission now, but still potential, battlefield. And yeah, there were barely, there weren't all that many. And that could, fight, in hand to hand, and, kind of quickly heal people and, fight. And yeah. And so, though, somewhat down after to kind of, wait for, to somewhat wait and to go and check if there's any, kind of qualified, Medic-nin some trainers. Now to just nod, and a couple minutes would go by as a mid-30s, somewhat year-old woman would come somewhat walking out, and somewhat early to mid-30s, and Naruto, the person would someone would look at Naruto and go, so you'd like to become a Medic-nin, right? And I'd go, well, kind of I want to become train as a Medic-nin, but also so I still want to be a kind of shinobi. Person kind of nod and go, that is a word for the two of them, and that is, yes, a battlefield medic. It's someone who's is trained, is a qualified Medic-nin, but can also protect themselves. They could also somewhat fight, and though not with somewhat kind of nod, and though the person would state, though the qualifications would still would be the exact same as any regular Medic-nin. The only difference is that you did it out in the field and they did it here. That and the battle Medic-nins can heal, not really heal themselves, but they can actually protect themselves. They can fight, and they can obviously kill people without somewhat batting an eye, and yet easily heal their shinobi and kill enemy shinobi. And so from there, Naruto would start learning, and by the time he was around about 10, somewhat is, whilst his training was incredibly hard, had a year, just a pure year of medical, or at least for him, of just Medic-nin training, was just chakra control, a hard year of it, because he had so damn much chakra that it was incredibly hard to control at a small amount. Though when Naruto had asked somewhat about why they're doing so many, or at least hard chakra control, and that he's not, and then he's somewhat not being trained, state that chakra control was incredibly important, that and that the better one can control their chakra, the harder the jutsu they could learn and perform. So, and you'd say like at your current chakra control, you could possibly maybe do a like a D rank jutsu, not to go D rank. Yes, jutsus are generally classified into 4 rough categories. That is a 5th, but there are generally 4, which is A, B, C, and D. Though I guess there are 2 more. One is E, which is just pretty much easy, beginner level. What the academy students would be learning, though they are considered D ranks. There's no real official E rank. Though people would throw that they are E, but they are kind of D ranks. D rank. Yeah. And somewhat the other one is S rank, which are above A. So they're somewhat jutsus that are pretty much so potentially difficult to use that only the person that created it can use it. That, and also they're like so deadly or so destructive that like thousands of people could die from a single attack. Though like the most used jutsus are some of the easiest ones, and that chakra control just simply allows them to ramp the power up without using all that much more chakra. That would be surprised by that that they and of course, and the main reason why is because as the jutsu rank increases, so does the chakra cost. The more difficult the jutsu, the more chakra control, the more chakra it may require. Though medical ninjutsu is generally considered, well, it's the jutsus themselves without Medic-nin part are generally could be relatively somewhat easy-ish to do in that there'd be around about a B, around about a C to B when it comes to chakra like usage. They're very low chakra using jutsu. It's just the thing that makes them incredibly hard. Say S tier in difficulty is that of requiring chakra control. It requires a precise amount of chakra control, as you don't be trying to say cut somebody's side open to say like so kind of like him to reset the bone, and instead you kind of slice their entire arm somewhat open instead. And not only that, but potentially maybe it slices their entire arm and part of their body open. And Naruto would kind of go pale like that, and would just nod. Yeah, it wouldn't exactly be good. And and so that was somewhat why though. And though the chakra somewhat difficulty was obviously very much hard for Naruto, but his stubbornness and his sheer stubbornness and his willpower had pushed him all somewhat through it, and he managed to eventually get satisfactory chakra control. Satisfactory meaning that it was at a satisfactory level in which they can now start training. You can start learning the basics of medical ninjutsu. And though she'd already somewhat covered mainly the basics and kind of herbal, somewhat plant-based kind of healing and stuff like that. Just in case he may never get a satisfactory chakra control level. but despite, he did, and in a year at that, someone with similarly his level of difficulty, which meant he had a massive amount of chakra, would potentially put him around about 2 to 3, maybe even 4, 5 years, maybe even 10, and by that was almost 0 point because it would take too long. Yet he'd crammed that all down into a year. And that was, of course, with, doing the academy and the occasional prank, though he always made sure his pranks kind of sat around, that he kind of never disturbed his, Medic-nin training, as Medic-nins, were, highly, somewhat very much busy, and, so he, didn't want to kind of, go, oh yeah, I'm not going to go to a lesson today, I'm not going to go to my lesson today, I'm going to do prank instead. He'd go to that, but he could, he'd occasionally still, of course, miss out on school, on the academy, but, though his was somewhat fine with obviously that, because Naruto was also trained as Medic-nin. Anyway, though now today, some of him was being Nintendo, started, though whilst he could indeed actually pass the Genin exams, he could do the clone jutsu, but he didn't really, put his, hand on him going, sign me up to graduate 3 years early. Main reason why is because he kind of, he's still, kind of truly hadn't, become a registered Medic-nin yet, and he kind of wanted to do that because, granted he could potentially pass and then kind of maybe focus more on medical ninjutsu, but then he'd also have a team and there'd also be training, and so he decided to kind of stay in the academy and to kind of somewhat train. So today, instead of, potentially, say going to the Hokage's office, and finalising his, registration like most people did, or at least all the people that, passed the Genin exam, Naruto instead would be going towards the, hospital, and, though he'd enter and he'd meet up somewhat with his sensei. His outfit would be somewhat, his kind of outfit would be a, somewhat long, or at least, somewhat, form-fitting, somewhat, somewhat, kind of black and dark orange, form-fitting trousers, a short-sleeved, somewhat white top, as white did show dust easier, and being a Medic-nin dust, or at least somewhat known what was and wasn't dirty, would be good. And then then his kind of similarly somewhat normal kind of, say, it would look like his Shippuden era kind of jumpsuit. Not jumpsuit, jacket, so black and dark orange. Dark/burnt orange, so it'd be more, I don't know, it'd be kind of, it'd something look like that. And though he'd enter and he'd, of course, similarly, someone take off his jacket, and as his kind of sensei would go, you ready today? Hi sensei, I'm somewhat ready, I'm nervous and somewhat excited that Bayo, as today would be kind of first day that he'd be kind of helping out his, well, yeah, just helping out in the hospital, granted more so helping out his sensei, which, yeah, and that I should say that first I'd be mainly kind of dealing with, some people with headaches and like putting arms and that back into place, putting bones back into place and kind of small cuts and that, but eventually they would go throughout the kind of weeks into kind of more heavy somewhat healing aspects in which they'd been trained to do. And yeah, and of course somewhat and also dealing with poisons and that, and yeah, and so Naruto of course was somewhat sure you'd probably get glad at and stuff like that, but eventually they would have to kind of accept his Medic-nin. They don't want his somewhat help somewhat go wait another 2-3 hours to be seen. Yeah, anyway, and so you'd somewhat go up from there, and they would go to a somewhat kind of office. He'd taken off his jacket just in case like kind of potential kind of heavy healing maybe needed. Well, not heavy healing, but blood and that everywhere kind of need healing. Yeah, as the long sleeves of his jacket wouldn't exactly be good. And yeah, and so the day would suddenly go past, and so obviously civilians did somewhat complain, and his sensei just told him, well, you can always wait another hour or two if you have an issue. If it's not that important, go wait another hour or two, and see different Medic-nin. Well, some did, and others had begrudgingly kind of just kind of just dealt with just accepted it. And the shinobi portion, the kind of tuning, or at least some did somewhat complain, and she'd stated, though with the tuning complaint, she'd told them to straight up leave and to just wait. To someone, you clearly aren't that important, so go, somewhat F off and leave, and wait another, somewhat half an hour, and go, you gotta do that on my training. It's like, and I'm a Medic-nin. I'm more important than you, so leave. And so some tuning did that arrogant, but so because they ended up having to wait some up to 2-3 hours to be seen, as she knocked the kind of issue down from highly important to somewhat just kind of like kind of concern type deal, where civilians then take matters are then more important. So anyway, though Jonin and somewhat Genin obviously didn't really somewhat know and know, so the Genin didn't know and the Jonin didn't really give a damn. They knew the difference between Naruto and the Nine-Tailed Fox. If they didn't, they weren't Jonin no more, let's just say that. Though of course Naruto could somewhat see obviously some of the benefits, well yeah, of somewhat his, training, and that he could do the obviously somewhat medical scalpels, and whilst they're generally made somewhat to be small, and that he could quite easily, make them actually pretty massive, and literally I'd pretty much just chuck the swords from his hand, just chuck the blades from his hands, and yeah. So it could be, and that, and the knowledge he gained from from somewhat this on the human body was, obviously, somewhat, could obviously made him even more deadly, and heck, even, or at least there's some sense they even made him trained in kind of throwing Senbon to be accurate, and even got his somewhat to handwriting to be actual readable, and pretty much made him practice his calligraphy, his handwriting to be somewhat damn good, though though by then the kind of a small part of his Uzumaki Uzumaki genetics kicked in, and he practically wasn't satisfied with his handwriting by then, and because he was already training in it, he was kept on, doing it over and over and over again, even when she told him that he could stop and that he was good enough. Now to just kind of just state that it wasn't good enough is kind of almost, is kind of somewhat Uzumaki heritage kicking in there, with obviously them being Funjutsu masters of, a degree probably that would never be witnessed ever again. And they all quite such high accuracy with their somewhat drawing, and that you practically wanted, his brain was telling him that he had to be that accurate, and that if he wasn't, something bad would happen. Though he didn't know what that bad thing was, but his mind was telling him something bad would happen, something bad will happen. And someone do say by the end of the day that it was somewhat kind of interesting just to know, or at least somewhat about people from how they seemingly from somewhat dealing with stomach aches to kind of somewhat small broken broken fingers to somewhat small cuts and that, and it was just relatively wasn't boring, slightly boring to him, as he didn't get much training, as it was more just kind of just somewhat being there, though. Though of course as the days would turn to weeks and that, he did slowly kind of end up going from having his sensei be there and kind of watch, somewhat telling people what they should be, or they should now be doing, and fixing broken bones and that, not broken bones, but somewhat like popping bones and that back into place, and that she's relatively somewhat happy enough that she'd leave Naruto actually alone. And then of course, as by the end of the month, Naruto was purely handling something that by himself, and could diagnose could certainly somewhat help people with somewhat or at least maybe, you know, better diagnose the actual symptoms and, you know, prescribe them the right medication and that. Yeah, and that he wouldn't accidentally end up kind of making it a billion times worse. After all, it was Naruto. It was probably possible to somehow make someone's, you know, like kind of suffer from a paper cut seem like a billion times worse. It was Naruto. Who knows what he could, you know, pull out from practically anywhere. And yeah. Anyway, though, yeah. And then, of course, then she could see the slight, you know, somewhat, kind of look of somewhat, slight disappointment, and she knew kind of why Naruto was, you know, for to actually, you know, be kind of healing somewhat people, and that, and value somewhat pause, and she pointed out that this is somewhat these small kind of some, you know, day aspects until he can, you know, prove to himself that he's, you know, more trustworthy. Which, even though he highly was, of course, trust was earned. Trust was, yeah, gained and earned. It wasn't given freely. Or at least a small amount was given freely at first, and you slowly from there, you know, gained trust and that, and yeah. And so, well, yeah. So it would be around, yeah, it would be around 6 months. Well, 5 months, well, yeah, around 5 to 6 months later, when he would actually kind of finally somewhat, enter the theatre kind of operation room, mainly as a somewhat you know, kind of somewhat helper to help out, and potentially even aid somewhat in the healing. And well, yeah, this was now, yeah, you could now very much understand why, well, it should considered Medic-nin potentially being, you know, even more stressful than the, you know, being Hokage potentially, because, yeah, you had to somewhat know kind of when you're going in, you had to make sure everything was, you know, clean, that you had put everything on in the right order, you know, kind of the latex gloves were last and that, and yeah, it was just, yeah, it was kind of just somewhat so much to think and to remember, and to know that even the smallest amount of dirt could literally be the thing that kills someone. And if they die, you know, kind of having, you know, that, knowing that you failed to heal them, you know, save their life. Could you have saved their life if you trained harder, you did something different? Yeah, it was, and yeah. And whilst they didn't, you know, immediately throw him into that, they kind of brought him in more so, like, kind of helping to, somewhat, or at least kind of there, somewhat with some of the other, somewhat, you know, aiding in, somewhat childbirth. And that all, well, yeah, making sure the actual main person that was, you know, telling the woman, and that I don't really know. Anyway, yeah, though of course, as he transitioned from somewhat helping to being the actual person to do some of the main, you know, stuff, and that, and to give the ones and somewhat kind of confidence and that, and to kind of keep them somewhat pushing, and that, knowing that the second they potentially stop, the second they started pushing a timer counted down from child to the baby being dead, so getting it out as fast as possible. And now they just thought at one point of just, why not just put your hands in and take the child out like that. But that'd probably be more painful for the woman to have a wider object trying to fit through, plus the body wasn't exactly made for that after all. We're creatures that stand upright, so they have to fit through a hole in our bones. Forget what the bone structure is. Anyway, has to fit through. Child has to fit through a hole, and the widest part is obviously the arms, and the biggest overall part is the head, isn't it? It's like the head is the thing, but is the somewhat object that is. But anyway, I'm not sure. I was just saying that anyway. No, from there, of course, he did going to aiding in people with more serious kind of kinds that needed to be either kind of like sewed shut, stitched together, and granted they were Medic-nin, so they could use chakra, or at least he could. They couldn't, because they'd tie around from the sheer amount of kind of focus and that would require to be able to kind of heal it to that degree. And so they were made. So they would be generally kind of stitched together, and throughout the coming days would be slowly healed. Anyway, and of course, as he got better in aiding them, he kind of continued onwards to the point of where it was kind of serious life, kind of endangerment, healing, and somehow before he knew it, he was now somewhat 11 and somewhat some years old. And once more, Iruka was asking if anyone wanted to graduated a somewhat year earlier, and that next year would be the year in which they would be the ones graduating. And to put the hand up, Naruto didn't, mainly because he had more of his hand, mainly because he was, he'd finally got to a high enough position in the kind of Medic-nins and that too. And that, and he was gaining the people's somewhat trust. These civilians slowly were kind of, and that he really was only here to help. And though of course at the moment though it'd be kind of somewhat in the kind of just break room after somewhat helping a woman give birth. And though somewhat he knew, of course, a lot of children went into, or at least somewhat mothers maybe died from giving birth, and that something at least happened, too much stress on the heart, and the mother died, and the child, they couldn't, bring the mother back to life. They tried, but Yeah. So, yeah, they were somewhat, of course, and, you know, the Medic-nins were the ones to have to kind of deal with that up until they could be put into the orphanage, which was around about a somewhat 1 to 2 weeks, or at least around about a month or so, because, well, yeah, whatever killed potentially the mother, be it, you know, straight up stress or that, you know, if it was an illness that could it be passed down to the child, could the child die, and yeah, you know, was there any damage done to the child, what, if there was, what damage was that, so yeah, and of course doing that, they also had to feed the children, and that was a whole mess in itself with, yeah, though mainly they used somewhat, of course, a actual kind of, somewhat padded desk type, somewhat baby milk, though it wasn't the best, as most Medic-nin simply claimed that, you know, that there was no jutsu, and that they'd be more than, you know, willing if they could, you know, some would say just, you know, produce milk from their own breasts. And yeah, I knew that the only time a woman can produce milk, was when they themselves, you know, somewhat had a child to do, you know, to raise. Yeah. So, yeah, doing his similarly, someone when I would could be kind of messing about with kind of medical ninjutsu, someone with his own chest. So after all, both men and women had the milk ducts. The only difference was the amount of what's it called? Yeah, the somewhat hormone, or at least oxytocin. That which is that, and also prolactin, though that's bad in males. Well, somewhat. Anyway, though, it'd kind of just be overall kind of somewhat messing about. Somewhat, well, yeah, slightly, somewhat just with his chakra and kind of medical, somewhat, medical, somewhat chakra into potentially, you know, being able to actually produce somewhat milk, though he knew it'd be practically useless for him, but hey, it'd be incredibly useful for obviously somewhat the Medic-nins and that. Though, of course, some minutes later, he would end up having to kind of stop his kind of 40 odd kind of, you know, thing, and though it's like that, you know, he'd continue, you know, trying to do that. Somewhat, just after, yeah, once he got somewhat home. And yeah, though similarly hours later he'd somewhat kind of come back home just being tired and that, though even though he's died, he'd still remember what is, or at least what he was somewhat kind of wanted to try and do, because he's somewhat new. That some newborns didn't kind of make it no matter what, because they just didn't accept, they wouldn't drink the milk, you know, they'd try it and would almost immediately throw it up. And well, yeah, of course some did take to it, others didn't. And well, yeah, though he was kind of curious on somewhat if he was giving that, or because some, or at least the more problem children were, or at least kind of somewhat women that were more than happy, you know, to kind of, you know, breastfeed another child would. And unknown to Naruto, he was indeed one of those childs that were kind of given to, or at least somewhat, you know, someone he was not trusted, because Kushina died. was dead. Yeah, so he was actually kind of gave Naruto to one of his pregnant Anbu, well, not pregnant, newly, but yeah, somewhat one that was only a couple of weeks, actually, somewhat, yeah, only a couple of weeks after giving birth. Yeah, so Naruto was kind of, had given to her, and had, of course, and she obviously somewhat accepted, and that the child was a highly important one. And yeah, after all, the fourth Kage-san would be a highly important child, and one that the potential kind of padded milk, well, yeah, as it wasn't new, obviously thing padded milk, it was still in its infancy, so it wasn't all that great. And yeah, and so yeah, it was someone saying that I had been breastfed up until we could eat solid foods, and then, well, yeah. Anyway, though, yeah, kind of going home. Well, yeah, though with Naruto now, somewhat, of course, someone in his home, and I'm just sitting down in his living room. Though he'd go and even though he'd somewhat want to, ultimately trying to somewhat do that, he'd instead go and just, well, yeah, somewhat have somewhat dinner, and once his somewhat stomach was full of food, he would then try somewhat again. Yeah, and he'd keep on trying for a good somewhat week in that, and yeah, though finally he'd somewhat actually, or at least feel like he kind of so much success as he could feel somewhat slightly unique feeling in his somewhat chest, somewhat area. And that, and they also kind of somewhat slightly, obviously kind of rapidly due to the chakra somewhat grew somewhat, though I guess that may end up happening, but who has whatever, and yeah, though it didn't want to last all that long, so it started going, well, yeah, though going through and kind of trying out random hand signs, and when he got one to feel about roughly, to try kind of combining that and another hand sign afterwards, and after some trial and error, he'd find somewhat around around somewhat 5 hand signs would match the exact chakra molding for the simply somewhat jutsu, and that using medical ninjutsu would and using some medical ninjutsu and doing the 5 hand signs required would cause the breasts to start producing milk. And yeah, though then that was somewhat going to bed, and of course the next morning someone waking up, getting dressed, and going off to the somewhat hospital, and yeah, though going in, he'd he'd somewhat tell his sensei that he's kind of come up with a somewhat very helpful somewhat jutsu. Should can I go out, and what's that somewhat Naruto can somewhat tell her to, or at least somewhat to do it'd show the 5 hand signs, and it'd somewhat tell her to use somewhat medical somewhat chakra. Should quack an eye and should ask what this jutsu was going to do, and Naruto would state, well, I kind of end up hearing somewhat a week or so ago that that some yeah, like female Medic-nin were kind of complaining that, you know, the children, you know, some of the children, you know, just didn't take to the powder stuff, and it was the only thing they could give them, as they obviously couldn't produce milk themselves. And she'd go away, so you figured out, I kind of figured out a jutsu to kind of allow the breasts to kind of produce milk without requiring to go through to kind of get pregnant and have a child. So just nod, and well, yeah. So I should ask Naruto to show her the hand signs again. Naruto somewhat did, and she'd go through them a couple of times before finally running through them and saying medical ninjutsu, and yeah, she'd feel her breasts kind of somewhat enlarged once more. Well, yeah, as she had been once upon a time. Well, yeah, she was also a somewhat mother, so she would know the exact feeling of milk in well, yeah, and she could indeed feel, but yeah, her chest felt somewhat heavier, meaning it had indeed what it was producing milk. And yeah, she'd go to Naruto and she'd just tell him that he had no idea just how, you know, incredibly somewhat life-changing, and how many children he somewhat could potentially save. Naruto just kind of somewhat just kind of somewhat shocked, though. She would kind of look at him, though. Yeah. Well, yeah, and so of course somewhat Naruto and his sensei, I'd end up pretty much by like the end of the month had taught the entire like hospital, yeah, kind of his entire somewhat hospital force, somewhat the jutsu, and well, yeah. And it pretty much meant that, you know, no one was really using powdered milk, though the Medic-nins, or at least to some of the mothers still did. Well, yeah. I was very like to point out that, you know, the powdered milk, or at least somewhat, you know, was, well, yeah, powdered somewhat baby milk was at least somewhat kind of useful, and, you know, as it got better through time, potentially, well, yeah. That, and right, I'd point out that maybe somewhat, you know, girls with, you know, mothers with somewhat, you know, small chest size maybe could mix their own breast milk and that to somewhat together to kind of, yeah, to, you know, make up for the potential lack of, you know, obviously milk. And, yeah. Anyway, though, of course, somewhat after that, well, yeah. Though by the time he kind of obviously turned 12, somewhat he knew, obviously, you know, practicing somewhat day jutsu that obviously did very much, yeah, that obviously somewhat, well, of course, somewhat in women made, well, yeah, somewhat their breasts, not only somewhat grow, but also, of course, produce milk, would cause him to grow some, somewhat, well, yeah, some amount of, well, yeah, you, somewhat, well, yeah, just, granted, though he also knew, though, of course, somewhat teenage, yeah, as a teenager he would anyway, though it'd be too small to be noticed. The only difference here was that, of course, though he did indeed grow a chest, the only difference was that it was, well, it wasn't exactly noticeable as long as my, yeah, it was my, yeah, his chest had kind of grown out to a somewhat high, a somewhat large double A, so pretty much well, yeah, it wasn't, his chest obviously wasn't flat, and he did have small lumps that somewhat small enough to not really be kind of seen or really noticed, but large enough that he could indeed put his arms somewhat around some of them. And yeah, anyway, though, of course, anyway, though, of course, today it would be in the somewhat academy, as today would be the day he finally, hopefully, became a genin. If not, well, then something yeah, something that can't be out if he didn't, or at least didn't pass, because well, he could do a transformation, replacement, clone jutsu without the hand signs. Oh yeah, you could do them all without, somewhat sealess. Well, the clone, not clone, transformation, he did require the focusing hand sign, but that was more so, or at least some of the time, it kind of depended on when he was tired. Yeah, the focusing hand sign helped, but otherwise, most of the time, he could seamlessly transform, and yeah. Anyway, though, he'd be, of course, sitting in class, waiting for Iruka or Mizuki to somewhat call out his name, so that he could, go down and, do the last part of the genin exam, and hopefully, get a Hittite and, actually be a shinobi, a genin of Konoha. And, well, yeah, he was already a registered Medic-nin. Yeah, oh yeah, so he could, if he passed a battlefield Medic-nin test, he could get a genin, could, get a Hittite and the genin rank that way, which he would do if he somehow failed the Academy's genin exam. Anyway, no seconds later, Mizuki would come in stating, well, yeah, just calling out Naruto. Naruto would get up and walk down to the front of the class where Mizuki would be. From there, they would then somewhat walk through the corridor, and Mizuki was, of course, trying to think on how he could potentially kind of get Naruto to fail. Though the only hope he could think of was that Naruto wouldn't be able to do the clone jutsu. But of course, any time they've done any one of the three somewhat once to make sure they could all do it, he could do it as well. Heck, he could do it without doing hand signs. Yeah. And great, now I lost my train of thought. Yeah, though Mizuki would he'd somewhat amuse slightly, though he'd kind of shake his though he'd somewhat push his thoughts to the back of his mind for right now, as they'd arrive at the classroom in which they would be performing the test. Yeah, and so now, though he'd he'd walk in followed by Naruto, He'd somewhat sit down as and Iruka would then, Naruto would enter, shut the door, and would walk into the somewhat middle of the room as Iruka would kind of smile at Naruto and go, as you know, Naruto, I'd like you to, to somewhat perform a clone jutsu, transformation and replacement. Though, firstly, can you show me the replacement jutsu? Naruto would nod and would disappear, replacing himself with a log. Iruka would just nod and Naruto would walk back from the from the somewhat pile of logs. Then get and a somewhat transformation. And you can transform either into me, Mizuki, or the third Hokage. Naruto just would do a sealess transformation and would transform into the third Hokage, who's in Saitobi. Yeah. From there, he'd go, good. Now then, Naruto. There's Naruto release transformation. Can you perform the clone jutsu? And Naruto would go, well, what do you think, Sensei? As 20 of them would just come, would just come into existence in puffs of smoke, and Iruka would kind of somewhat go, somewhat shocked, and so Mizuki, Dad didn't see any, Sasuke managed to do maybe 10, around 5 to 6. Naruto was here easily doing 20, and it looked like, he was doing it seamlessly, and, it was easy. Yeah. Iruka would go, well done, Naruto. Someone released the juice and come over. I'm happy to say you've passed. As he'd say that with a massive smile on his face, kind of happy for his kind of somewhat, because as Iruka would have a similar, Naruto and Iruka's relationship would be the exact same as in canon, and Naruto would somewhat kind of smile and he would walk over and he would pick out a somewhat black Hittite as it just went with his somewhat shinobi outfit, and from there they would return, all three would return to the class with Mizuki somewhat casting, right now who's he going to use to steal the Forbidden Scroll. They would think, it can't be that difficult, maybe I could just do it myself, or no, maybe I could convince him that it's it's like maybe a promotion, like an instant promotion to Chunin, or maybe even Jonin. So someone to think about that though. For now, guys, I'm going to end it here. So if you have enjoyed this part, do tell me in the comments down below. Sorry for the last 10 minutes or so. Guys, as I said, hope you guys and girls enjoy this. Hope you guys and girls have a good day and night, depending on wherever you're around, whenever you watch this, and good bye.